I don't have an official second countdown. Oh, yes, I do. Basically, it's the scoreboard. Okay, we'll go off of that.
Oh,
so
perfect.
When that hits 15,
so we'll
go live. Yep.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Oh, that's really helpful, actually.
I was like, wait, I don't have a second countdown. Yeah, everywhere we're live. We are live right now. Oh.
Good evening, everybody. We are 15 minutes ahead of your third home match of the season for Oklahoma United FC. As you see next to me, it's Maya Johnson, guest blessing the booth with her presence. My name's Danny Katula. We'll hear from Maya later on down on the field where she shines, but she's shining up here for us first. Maya, listen, we've got a lot of soccer to get to. It's going to be pretty exciting, but before we talk about any of that, I was able to watch you in action in a different sort of role. They had you on camera, somewhat begrudgingly, but you killed it. We had a Fox crew out here, Living Oklahoma, is doing an Oklahoma United feature. Tell me about that. How are you feeling about it? How did it go? And how were you able to really let these players shine?
You know, I'm so excited because it just gets us out there a little bit more, even more than what we already are. So it was exciting to see the coaches, the players, like interact with the camera crew. It was so much fun. It was a joy to watch and to be a part of.
Well, thankfully for my sake and probably for everybody else's, I was not on camera. That worked out pretty well, I think, for all parties. But I was able to be there and help kind of watch it go down. And just the way that the personalities came out from those players when they were on, whether it was Davi, he was doing a couple of tricks. I think we had Miguel in there too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we had players. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right, doing different interviews and things like that. It's really cool because from our perspective, we get to bring you the game from, like a wide view. But they're human players as well. They're out there and they have, their lives outside of the game as well. Really, really cool to see those sorts of things.
Absolutely. It was so much fun. I think one of my favorite parts was when they were doing the tricks. They were like, do we just throw it to you?
They had a good time.
Can you do it from there? And they're like, yeah, just throw it. I got it. I'm like, okay.
What I want to see is the blooper reel because there's going to be a few little funny moments. I don't know if that'll make the Fox broadcast, but I want to see those personally.
Me too.
May have to make it on the Instagram page.
For sure.
Well, it's match 3. I know there are other things in the OKC Metro sports world that fans will have their eyes on, and don't worry, we will give you some periodic updates. But here, what are you excited about? I mean, it's probably going to be a different sort of energy. It's a Thursday night, but I mean, it's going to be a really, really fun night here, and it's the defending conference champions in West Texas FC. We got to bring it tonight. What are you expecting?
Well, knowing that, I know we better bring it.
So that's right.
That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting us to bring it, and also I'm kind of excited for today because it's Military Appreciation Day. So shout out to.
I'm about to put y'all back on stream, just so you know.
Love being able to do that and honor our military and their service members, families of those who've served. My father himself is also a military veteran in the Air Force. I know how that life is, and it is really, really a commendable thing for military and also their families who grow up in that community as well. We're really, really excited to be able to honor them. You'll see some of that in pregame festivities and at halftime, but for now we'll take a break. We'll check in with Maya later on down on the pitch, and until then, we'll be right back after this short break. Coming up, starting lineups and a little bit of scouting, what to expect from last year's conference champions. Back in a moment right here on YouTube.
All right, you're unmuted, and we'll come back in 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
Welcome back. Just a few minutes ahead of kickoff. Danny Catula is my name. It is a pleasure to have you with us on the Oklahoma United FC YouTube channel. And again, it's West Texas FC coming to town. If you're just joining us, if you are new to this team, to the NPSL season in this maiden voyage for United, last time these two played, the only entry in the all-time series was a thriller. It was Oklahoma United getting out to a first-half lead, as they have in every game but one in 6 matches so far. By the way, 5 out of 5 wins in those circumstances, so if they get out to an early lead, they're in good shape. But all that to say, West Texas FC went down 4-1 early in the second half, but at their place in Midland, Odessa, they were able to find their way back and almost grabbed themselves a very, very late equalizer. Ended up being 4-3, but it was certainly tight and gave Oklahoma United something to think about. When you look at the stats between these two sides, Oklahoma United with a plus 11 goal differential in 6 contests. West Texas has played the same amount of matches. Both of them have 1 draw. Oklahoma United has not lost yet. The only time West Texas has lost was that loss to Oklahoma United. That was back in the second match of the season. The stats continue to be pretty similar when you look at the leading scorers. It's Davi Ambert and Abu Bakr Diallo with 5 apiece for Oklahoma United. And it's also 2 players atop the leaderboard for West Texas. Take a guess how many they have. 5 apiece as well. That's Antoine Marc, who does not feature in the lineup today. And you've also got Alberto de Miguel, who does. He is the team's leader in players out there this evening, who will start. It's 3 straight wins on the bounce as well for West Texas. They also have maybe a weightier win in recent moments, a 2-1 victory at home against Lubbock Matadors. They lost at home to Lubbock a season ago. This year they exercised those demons out there in Midland. Of course, there is that one game in the all-time series, Oklahoma United leading it 1-0. Interestingly, both these teams I mentioned only have 1 draw on the season. That draw was against the very same team. For Oklahoma United, it was June 6th, a 1-1 finish. Came back from behind against FC Brownsville, and it was Brownsville at their place who earned a 0-0 draw with West Texas just a couple of weeks ago on May 30th. Something else to keep in mind before we take another break, playoffs are coming soon. They're looming, and both these teams are in pretty good shape. Oklahoma United, for their case, is already confirmed in the top 4. That means they'll have a playoff spot. They're searching for the top seed, and tonight would be a big help. They would host a semifinal match in the Lone Star Conference playoffs with just 1 more win. Tonight could do it. And then, well, for West Texas FC, they just have to win tonight and then outdo Oklahoma United the rest of the way, and they could also host. By the way, to qualify, Oklahoma United's already done it, but West Texas still needs a little bit of help. They need to win 1 more match or draw 2, and they've got 4 more opportunities. 15 points is the magic number, and West Texas currently sits at 13. Another break. We'll come back. Lineup still in a moment. And, of course, first kick in just a few minutes' time as well. You're listening to pregame coverage of Oklahoma United hosting defending champions West Texas FC right here on YouTube. Stick with us. mere moments away from kickoff. Glad you're with us. Danny Catula with you on this live YouTube broadcast of Oklahoma United FC Soccer. The inaugural season, as many of you watching will know, in quite the successful maiden voyage in NPSL play and in life as a football club as a whole. Those 5 wins, just 1 draw. It's 2 wins on the bounce and 2 consecutive wins where they give up a goal or less, including their first clean sheet of the year 2 matches ago, and then 2 straight matches with 3 goals scored or more. Of course, it was 7 goals split between these 2 sides the last time they played, that 4-3 victory. West Texas, of course, will not want to go very easily out of the conference title race. They have quite the cabinet from previous entities as well. They've been known by a couple of other names. They've always been in Midland Odessa, and they have 3, count them, 3 NPSL trophies under their name. We talked about how to qualify, how to host. Both these teams know what they need to do. When you look at things statistically, Oklahoma United will like a couple of numbers in particular. Abubakar Diallo, who starts as the striker today, we'll hear more about those starting lineups later, of course, but he averages the highest number of shots on the team, 3.83 a game to be exact. Tyler Acker-Wheatcroft has been doing a lot of the dirty work defensively. Of course, he's got 2 headed goals this season, including a heroic one at the end of the very first game here at Chad Richardson Stadium. That was last month, but he's also leading this team in defensive headers with 2 2/3. Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, underrated effort and very impressive, 4.17 tackles and 3.5 interceptions per contest, both team leading numbers. One of those numbers that head coach Antonio Barros for Oklahoma United would really like to improve on. They're shooting just above 20% accurately as a team. 21.4 is that exact number. They do have 2.17 assists per match on 3 goals on average per contest. So the assists, the passes are flowing. A lot of times they're flowing and the finishing touch isn't there. It's one of the reasons they did drop points at FC Brownsville. And it's also one of the reasons why games like West Texas were closer than maybe they should have been. So something to keep in mind will be that finishing touch being applied in the final third, and especially inside the 18-yard box. Well, as you see, both sides there, festivities just about ready to commence. And as the players head out there in just a moment, it is almost time to step aside. Headed into week 7 of the 10-game regular season. And if you are new to Oklahoma United, to following this team, it is the 2nd game of 4 consecutive here at home. Beautiful place to call home as well. The University of Central Oklahoma's football stadium, Chad Richardson Stadium as it's known here in Edmond, Oklahoma, just about 15 minutes north. And we head to the pregame festivities national anthem, and we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Oklahoma United FC Soccer live on YouTube.
Turning towards y'all when y'all see the
And now it's time to meet the starting 11 for your Oklahoma United. Starting at goalkeeper from Belgium, Alexis Bertrand. Number 4, midfielder from New Zealand, Gerard McKinsey. Number 10, a forward from France, David Imber. Number 13, a defender from England, Tyler Akawipa. Number 22, a forward from Mali, Abubakar Diallo. Number 24, a defender from the United States, Miguel Madrigal. Number 25, a defender from Barbados, Shea Prescott. Number 33, a defender from the United States, Isaac Calhart. Number 44, a midfielder from Ghana, Gideon Kwanzaa. Number 70, a midfielder from Brazil, Matias Mantovani. Number 90, a forward from England, Louis Bassett. United is led by Technical Director Antonio Barros. Tonight we welcome the Kiowa Women Warriors, who will be bringing in our colors. Randy Sunray, who carries the Kiowa Tribal flag, is an Operation Iraqi Enduring Freedom veteran who achieved the rank of Sergeant E5 in the United States Army. Kimberly Toyakoya, U.S. Marine Corps Lance Corporal, carries the Oklahoma State flag. Audrey Colston, U.S. Army Sergeant First Class, carries the colors of the United States of America. At this time, we ask all who are able, please rise and remove your hats. As Kiowa member Warning Enku honors the United States of America with the performance of our national anthem.
Performance of our national anthem in the Kiowa language means we are happy we have our flag. It's still with us, and it is good.
Well, it is go time here in Edmond, Oklahoma, right in the heart of the state, and that is where Oklahoma United FC all set to host West Texas FC this one should live up to the billing, but it is a high billing as well. 7 goals between these two teams the last time they met. Oklahoma United came away victorious in their second ever match as a club, their biggest challenge as a club so far, and now they face the same challenge here at home. Danny Katsula with you from the booth here high above Chad Richardson Stadium on the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma. Really glad you're with us, and this should be the sort of treat that is well worth 90 minutes of your time. It is Oklahoma United in those classy blues with white shorts and sleeves, in the all yellow, the traditional kit for West Texas FC, coming from Midland. They've represented Midland Odessa since all the way back in 2016 in the PDL days, where they were conference champions. They've won 4 conference trophies since then as NPSL members as well. They do not come without pedigree, the boys from south of here by 5 or 6 hours. Starting lineups, let's go ahead and give you those. First for the visitors for West Texas FC. They are in their yellows. They are ready to go. In goal, how about this? The debut of Keegan Grant, the 3rd choice all season long, and he will get his first start from Perth, Australia. In front of him, the 4 defenders figure to be Justin Medeski, Cameron Watts, and Ryan Mervchik. Some absolutely towering, sizable defenders in the center, and Gabi Villafane should start in an outside back position, but expect him to roam free. The number 10 certainly has the capability on the ball to do so. Carrick Bromwich, a classic number 6 who can play the 8 role as well. He'll wear the 8. Ian Garnero, Marcel Dufau, Kanata Taira, Alberto de Miguel leading scorer on this team, and Leo Freire, who's only making his 3rd appearance and 2nd start of the year, will find his way in. That's the lineup for the visitors. And then for your Oklahoma United FC tonight, a couple of changes from the last time out a week ago here. Alexi Bertrand is not one of those. He is a fixture in this starting 11. Shea Prescott moves to a new position. Expect to see him out wide in that defensive outlet. Tyler Acker-Wheatcroft is opposite him. The central defenders, Isaac Dalhart, has been. He has earned that place ever since he graduated high school a couple of weeks ago. And a fellow recent high school graduate, Miguel Madrigal, he makes his first appearance as an Oklahoma United player. Jared McKechnie has not seen a whole lot of time in the past couple of games. Certainly talented, though, out of Wellington, New Zealand. Mateus Mantovani has been a revelation in the past few contests as well. Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa leads this team in a slew of defensive statistics, including tackles and interceptions. Davion Bear and Abubakar Diallo are 2 of the 3-pronged partnership up top, and those 2 have 5 goals apiece. Louis Bassett has not had a shabby campaign either, scoring in his most recent contest in a 3rd-minute goal. Expect him to get out of the gate fast this evening as well. Well, that's your 11 for each side, and a little bit of what to watch for Oklahoma United. It is going to be Miguel Madrigal. He is a little bit less than experienced, but was able to watch him in training earlier this week. He was highly impressive to me. I know I was not the only one who took that away from that Monday training session. And of course, head coach Antonio Barros has to have been awfully impressed as well this week with his performances as he earns himself a place in the starting lineup. But it's him as well as Isaac Dalhart, a couple of recent high school grads. They don't look like it, physical specimens, but they are going to have to rise to a different sort of challenge this evening. It'll be those 2, joined by Prescott and Acker-Wheatcroft. That back line could face its toughest test of the year, and it's at its youngest this year. Something to keep an eye on. Here we go. Oklahoma United set to kick us off. They'll move from right to left in front of us here. Up top, it's Diallo, and looks like it's Mantovani in there with them. We're underway. McKechnie a touch, and it's all the way back to a man who will see a lot of the ball if Coach Barros' style is executed the way he hopes it is. Isaac Dalhart will see a lot of production in terms of building the play up over the course of these 90 minutes. If you haven't had the pleasure of watching Dalhart play, the first ever signing for United, a local product right here out of Edmond, and he is headed out west. He'll play at the Division I level right off the bat. As a freshman for the Bulldogs of Gonzaga, figures to be involved pretty immediately with that program. Played with the Sporting Kansas City youth setup for a while, starting in 2023. Before that, won the ECNL national title at the youth club level in 2022 with the U16s at Oklahoma Energy. Not only that, he was named National Player of the Year, All-American, and a first-team All-Conference selection. Here he is now on the ball. Dalhart switches to his fellow high school graduate. That's Madrigal. And he's from nearby as well in Norman. This fall, he'll be headed out to the Hillcats of Rogers State. This is offside, and it's Tyler Aka-Wheatcroft who was a little bit hasty to get in beyond the back line. Although that's the sort of run that will really cause problems over the 90 minutes if you're a West Texas supporter. And speaking of that, it is just a little bit out of your picture this evening, but West Texas has brought 2 particularly loyal fans out. I was able to speak with one of them, decked out in a West Texas jacket, all kinds of patches on it. He has traveled, to my knowledge, from there in West Texas confines in the Midland, Odessa area to a couple of away matches this year. Had a great conversation with him. It's he and a family member who are out here flying the flag. They've literally brought a West Texas flag out, so pretty decent United supporting crowd, as there always has been so far this season, but they are not alone in their support. West Texas bringing an away crew. That is a early touch for Keegan Grant. And again, this is his first appearance, much less a start, all season long. It's also his first year, as it is for many other West Texas players in the program. Grant, originally from Perth in Australia, applies his academic trade at Findlay University, where he was a second-team all-conference selection last year. Certainly no stranger to playing between the sticks, although it is a new moment for him wearing that blue strip. Mantovani plays himself into a bit of trouble, and taking it away is the danger man, De Miguel. He's blocked. Shea Prescott bravely comes in and blocks that before it could develop into anything. Now here come United the other direction. Humbert outside of the boot. That's clever, but it doesn't quite have the pace to find Aka-Wheatcroft, and that's Tyler Aka-Wheatcroft, who started at left back, but he is enterprising forward already a couple of times this evening. Something for the back line to try and keep an eye on. Looks like that's Cameron Watts, the right center back closest to us, and then you're seeing Ian Garnedo in midfield overlap at times. This is Watts from Birmingham, England. Made his 4th start of the year and got his 2nd clean sheet this season. He was starting in both the matches that West Texas held their opponents off the board. Humbert could not keep that in play. That's Scotty Murray with the cap on, the head coach in his first season in that role for West Texas, although a season ago he was the assistant. And usually logic would make you think that you'd keep a lot of the same guys that just won you a conference championship, but this is quite the ambitious club, not a team to rest on their laurels, and they proved that by bringing in almost an entirely new look roster. In fact, not a single player in this starting 11 for West Texas was here a season ago. And it's certainly a concoction that's working pretty well. How about this? It's wide open. Can't miss it. And he doesn't. A dagger to United fans all across the stadium. 5 minutes was all it took. What an incisive pass for the opener. West Texas steals one, and they lead 1-0. We'll have to get another look at that, and it's not a look that a defender on that United back line will want to see. It's a Stomp and Grounds market replay all the same. And well, that's just a celebration. Hopefully we can get you to the build-up there. We're getting brought back to that, but we will check on that in a moment. I mean, there was acres of space. The center backs, well, we talked about the lack of continuity in them playing together. Yeah, that is the sort of area that should not be left alone. It does look to be onside. You see it come from the right-hand side here. That's an assist to Ian Garnedo. And he goes right through the center. It was just a little too easy there. A lot, and I mean a lot of space for Alberto De Miguel. He's got the opening goal. And again, it only took 5 minutes. Not even 10 minutes into this one, and De Miguel has his 6th goal of the year. Not only does it put him on top of his team's leaderboard in scoring, but that also makes him the highest scoring player in the conference this season. Breaks a 4-way tie. Here's Alexis Bertrand, who was unable to save the first shot on goal. And you certainly can't fault him for it. You rarely can when you look at it. Goalkeepers so less often are really to blame for a goal being conceded than it tends to look. That one, that's pretty clear. Not on him. And another giveaway of possession. West Texas will feel really good about their ability to get in the way of passing lanes. They have really confuddled this Oklahoma United midfield in particular. Defenders as well struggling to get it out of the back. Here's Grant Hill, play it to Cameron Watts. Mentioned him earlier on. A Lion at the Mars Hill program out in North Carolina, Division II squad out there. 36 appearances in the past 2 seasons for Mars Hill. Started out at Neosho County Community College in Kansas. Grant once again. We're hoping to be a little less active than Alexis Bertrand already has been. Will also be eager, you would think, to make his mark on this one, prove he deserves more time in this opening appearance. Here's Louis Bassett, the sort of player who can break a match open and the kind of player that you want to be on the ball in this sort of situation. McKechnie will play it to Madrigal. Mentioned how impressive Madrigal was in that most recent training session I was able to attend. Very physical on the ball, was not put off by the experience, the pedigree of anybody in front of him. This is great work from Bassett, just as I mentioned it a moment ago. That's what he offers, the give and goes, exquisite. This one does not quite pan out, and how about these boys in yellow going forward with numbers again? They've got options. Moved out to the right wing, an unselfish pass. This is Villafane, the Venezuelan. Gabi Villafane switches, still on the ball. It's glued to his foot and a little bit too heavy on the tackle from Jared McKechnie. The Kiwi from Wellington, New Zealand concedes a potentially dangerous set piece. Entering the 9th minute of play already, things not going to plan for the boys in blue here at home. Already 1-0 in favor of the visiting party. And again, it's an opportunity for West Texas to get themselves back on level footing in the season series. They would also put themselves tied with Oklahoma United on points for the season, so it would be a race to the finish. Goal differential could be involved, and it would definitely be involved in terms of the head-to-head, so something you got to keep in mind. Oklahoma United only won by 1 in the reverse fixture. If they lose by multiple goals here, of course, a lot of time before we have to start talking about that. But if that takes place, West Texas has the tiebreaker if they remain tied 3 games from now. So a lot to think about. David Ambert loses this one. And maybe another storyline to mention, if you've followed United over the course of the season, there's a player in midfield you'll be used to seeing who doesn't feature. That's Thomas Brulé, Frenchman who has been with David Ambert, who touches the ball now for a few stops in a row, both at college and club level. I think that actually took a glancing touch. Yeah, it did. Off of Marcel Dufau, the Chilean. He didn't like it, but I think it was the right decision. So United trying to take advantage. Another throw in further down the line for Diallo this time, although I think he'll leave that honor to Tyler Acco-Wheatcroft, excuse me. Acco-Wheatcroft has been quite impressive in this sort of opportunity. United has already scored on a long throw-in from this sort of distance for Acco-Wheatcroft. It was flicked along by Diallo, and it was Bassett to score it. All 3 of those players in the mix now. Here it is, thrown in. Diallo wants that glancing header. No, it's going to fall to Bassett anyway. Oh, struck off the post. Ambert got there first. Bassett was ready to pounce, but Ambert saw his own opportunity, and you really can't blame him for having a hit. It was close. A stomping grounds market replay is warranted. That's exactly what you're trained to do. Just knocks it off the turf. Absolutely strands Keegan Grant. He has no shot at saving that. But David Ambert unable to cash in on a golden chance. That would have leveled things here in the 10th minute. Instead, still United down 1-0. Certainly a solid response so far. Throwing this one down the line, and it's once again intercepted. Kwanzaa averaging quite a few of those per game. 3.5 to be specific. Switch of play. Oh, and Acco-Wheatcroft slips on it. It is going to be waved down. The center referee says there's no offside, and now it's a second goal for the second straight match. Oklahoma United left to look at the referees in confusion because the center referee has waved down an offside flag. Let's take a look at it again, and we'll go through the rule book here. But first of all, the finish, that has to be lauded. Very, very nice finish indeed from that left wing, but there's going to be some controversy to discuss. This is excellent work, though, no doubt about this. All credit to Leo Freire from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Gets himself into a wide open spot. Really nice shielding job, too. Again, the defenders really caught on the flat foot. They really needed to be perhaps a bit more prepared. However, the reason why there's so much uproar from the Oklahoma United faithful and the coaching staff in particular, they are not sure why the offside flag would have been raised and then taken down. Now, looking at the laws of the game, the center referee has that ability to override an offside decision. As we get back underway right now, the fourth official having a conversation with the United coaching staff, but everybody else ready to go, so we start kicking it around again. The play was offside, and that's what the third official indicated on the sideline. The referee wasn't saying that's not offside. He's saying it doesn't apply because in his view, Tyler Acko-Wheatcroft makes a deliberate touch on the ball. That is my understanding. Now, that hasn't come from the referee crew specifically, but that's what would make the most sense in my mind. If Acko-Wheatcroft does make contact and makes a deliberate play on the ball, that negates any offside, because you can only be offside on a pass from your own teammate. Now, that's what I'm imagining they've said, and well, United is not going to sit there and weep about it. Ampere is going to have a crack about it, and that was not far away at all. Second opportunity for him inside the 18. That one is saved by Keegan Grant. But again, it's a really strange call and unfortunate for United. Probably the correct decision. Would be interesting after the match to have a look and see exactly how accurate the decision was. For now, of course, it counts. And no sort of replay or VAR involved at this level. So it stands. It's 2-0. West Texas on top. It is a dream start for the visitors. And it's also the same start that Oklahoma United had, interestingly enough. They led 2-0 against West Texas in their away match between these two. Now it's the opposite. Well, the fans are still excited about this one. Their spirits have not been dampened at all. Here's Shea Prescott on the ball. Again, in a new position. This was something they've been working on in training, is putting Prescott in the wide spaces from Barbados. He's represented his national team a few times. Another issue with the pack. This looks like a foul, and it is on Kwanzaa, who was not prepared for the player behind him. He's barking behind him to say, hey, let me know that person's there. He was not aware and had to commit a foul. As a result, a lot of fouls early on, a little bit clumsy out of the back for United, struggling to work their way into this one. Not a whole lot of remnants of the United squad we've seen at home or away so far in 6 games this season. This 7th one is proving to be an awfully difficult hurdle so far. It's the 2nd time this season that they've gone behind at any stage in a match. Last time they did, it was an opening goal for FC Brownsville at their place. The only time those two teams will meet, by the way. And that one did not quite go the way United would have liked. Louis Bassett did get a late goal to save a point. That's the only match United hasn't won, is when they have gone down first. It's also the first time the United have trailed by multiple goals. We'll see how they respond. Do they have what it takes to get themselves back in? And there's players in blue streaming forward. Ampere unfortunately blocked to all those passing lanes. It's excellently defended by Carrick Bromwich from Wales. Neath, to be specific, played 62 minutes the last time these two faced each other and was a feature in that sort of moment. He's playing outside back for now, but can play in defense and midfield also. A botched clearance that time from Grant, and that will grant United a moment of possession, although it's fleeting. Picking it up is Villafane. Hailing from Barinas, Venezuela. Not one of the bigger cities you think of when you think of the Caribbean nation. northern edge of South America, but it does have about 350,000 people in it. That's offside, and it looked to be. Not by too much, but Amber, as he headed it on for Diallo, was beyond the second to last defender. Well, 17th minute, and things are awfully quiet here at Chad Richardson Stadium, especially for United standards. They are used to seeing this team succeed. West Texas has taken all the air out of this venue early on. Remain at 2-0 on a couple of really unfortunate plays, but for the visitors, they won't mind at all. It's been great individual play from them. Feels like a fully deserving lead for the visiting contingent. And, well, for those two guys who made the trip and brought the West Texas flag, certainly seems like it was worth that road trip for now. A whole lot of time still to play. A little bit of a push there. It is adjudged to be legal. McKechnie picks it up, doesn't keep it for long. Viafane, it goes off of Aka Wheatcroft, couldn't control it. Still there along the touchline. Aka Wheatcroft tried to just shovel it forward. United really struggling for creative options right now. They're getting swarmed every time they touch the ball. Long balls are really the option they've resorted to. It's a way that they can play. They have the pace to do it, but it's not ideal. Mantovani, a really good touch under pressure. Bassett gets further out of trouble. Here's Prescott. Wants to go long, instead finds Bassett. That's clever. And it's out of play. United will have a little bit more possession. What can they do with it? That'll be the question. Here's Mantovani. Couple players on him. No worries, because a back heel is in Mateus Mantovani's locker. Classic Brazilian player in the center midfield. Really, in terms of his player profile, a box-to-box midfielder, a classic 8. But he's got the technical skills of a 10. Here's Aka Wheatcroft. Oh, left it behind him and couldn't keep it in play. Well, you just never know what might have happened. You had a few United players headed forward in dangerous areas. Had Aka Wheatcroft been able to control that one on the first touch. Just kind of left it behind there. It was an equally disappointing touch from Kanatataira from Kitamoto in the Saitama province of Japan. Plays in Hawaii for Hawaii Hilo for the Vulcans at the D2 level. That's his collegiate outfit. 3 goals for him in 8 starts and 18 total appearances in his freshman season a year ago in 2024. Taira did play off the bench, only featured in 16 minutes. Now the other side, here's De Miguel. Alberto De Miguel, the Spaniard. Outside edge of Prescott, and how about that from Shea Prescott? Oh, this is going to be a foul against him. Wow, that's a bit surprising, and a yellow card. Tough to determine if that was for the contact itself or whether that was kind of that response at the end. If he might have said something, could be dissent. Here's a Stompin' Grounds market replay. Wow, it's a tight one, isn't it? Tough to say. It does appear that Prescott's awfully close. Looks like he tries to go with his shoulder there and win the ball. Well, I have to say, I am a defender myself. I tend to side with a defensive player in a 50-50 decision like that. For me, maybe Prescott's a little unlucky. He does pick up the yellow card as well. He does have a propensity for those at the college level. 12 yellows in his college career between Coastal Bend for a couple of years and Oklahoma City University just nearby. As his junior campaign, that one skied well over the bar, so not necessarily taken advantage of on that free kick. I think it was Bromwich out there. Now he's going to have to recover because his position's a little bit exposed. Davi Ambert plays it square. Mantovani plays safe. Kwanzaa has somebody on him, Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, and Ambert was knocked into from behind. That was Bromwich again, the Welshman. Mantovani will be the one to take the free kick, although not before a conversation ensues with the man from Rio, Leo Freire. Freire, one of many Faulkner Eagles on this West Texas roster. What about that? No look. And it's played with the outside of the boot to Aka Wheatcroft. Loves a good cross. Diallo wanted to turn. He had it taken away, and it's out for a corner kick. First of the night. And it would be a really good time of the night for Oklahoma United to get one back.
A hammer and nails corner kick for Oklahoma United.
2 goals from corners on the season. Ampere will be the one to take it, as he typically is. Look for Tyler Aka Wheatcroft in the middle. Abubakar Diallo can get up too. If it goes to the top of the 18, Bassett will be ready to swing it home. It's punched out to the other side. And that'll lead to a throw-in on the opposite end. From the far side this time, it'll be Bassett to take it. Louis Bassett, first ever goal scorer for this team, scored in the 13th minute on May 10th. That existence opener for Oklahoma United, away to Fort Worth Vaqueros. Long throw-in. And it's headed back to the center of the box. Doesn't find anybody. Only cleared to about the 25-yard line. And here's Ampere. Ampere swings one back in. Still involved there. A couple of nice touches, but can't quite sort out his feet. That was Dufau. Now it's played long. Bassett, what a touch to bring it down. Bassett backwards for Ampere. A couple of guys who can really cross it in with accuracy. Back to Bassett. Bassett wants to go through a couple of players. He will find Ampere. Ampere goes down. Dufau commits the foul. He's incredulous. Tough to know why. Seemed like the right decision looking at it live. David Ampere, the one who went down, and in all likelihood, the one who will take the free kick that he just earned. Center referee in red this evening is getting his money's worth in terms of big decisions to have to make early on in this one. As a referee, the last thing you want to do is be the center of attention. This has been the sort of match where it's hard to escape that fate. Here's David Ampere, and this is an interesting situation. It's not an angle you'd typically shoot from, but then David Ampere is not your typical free kick taker, Ampere, the Frenchman. From Divonne-les-Bains. Plays it in, he will go direct, and it's above the bar. Not far away, but didn't quite test goalkeeper Keegan Grant. A goal kick will result. Ampere's had 3 shots now, and none of them have been particularly disappointing. He's put them all close. One was saved, one off the crossbar early. That one, the most recent entry. Has yet to figure it out, and this is something we've talked about already in the Open. Oklahoma United will look at a lot of stats on the year, and many thanks to Devin Williams for those stats, by the way. But the 3 goals per match, certainly impressive. 21.4 shot percentage, though. That is not accurate enough. Something they're looking to get right. Here's Mantovani. He'll go long, and it's almost over the head of Ryan Mervchik defensively. Another Australian in the team from Sydney is Mervchik. A Mercyhurst Laker. Couple of touches for him. He'll send himself forward. Gets a give and go, and Mervchik all of a sudden involved in the attack. How about the center back playing it out wide? Decent delivery as well, Freire. Leo Freire, the Brazilian. Oh, cuts it back, and it's 3! The nightmare continues here in Edmond, but for West Texas, it's dreamland. Hard to dream it any better than this. Take a look at the 3rd wound in the Oklahoma United side. That was just a dissection. Have another look. It's Freire who put it all together. And then the finish from you know who. It's De Miguel again. 2 for him this evening. 3-0 West Texas FC. That one, all the credit should go to Freire. He was only making his 2nd start of the year. His first was on June 14th. Most recent contest for them. And, well, Freire has certainly played his way into continued playing time for head coach Scotty Murray. 3 now for West Texas FC. Fair to say it is a deflating first 25 minutes for Oklahoma United FC. How much resolve do they have? It'll take quite a bit. They're going to find their way back into this one. It is a long, high hill to climb at this early stage. Still plenty of time to figure it out. Right now, they're just trying to string a few passes together, build some momentum. Instead, other way, West Texas trying to make it 4. Madrigal steps in and stops the bleeding momentarily. Out of play, it'll be a right side throw in here. It'll come from Freire. And he will actually leave it behind. It ends up being Carrick Bromwich. Bromwich gets it back. Put it in the air, and Akko Wheatcroft wasn't tracking it. Freire almost got there. Was a little bit late in the end. He'll a little bit of gamesmanship here and try and delay the restart. Here's Bertrand, the goal kick taken short by Dalhart. Bertrand wants to go long. Try and get themselves a goal back. United, it's a free kick as Aboubakar Diallo was the target man and got knocked over for his troubles. Free kick coming. Also in action this evening, Lubbock Matadors hosting CF10 Houston FC. Lubbock currently sitting right there with Oklahoma United. They're currently in second place in points per match. They would really love to see this result hold because United are in front of them for the moment. Lubbock is going to get a crack at both these teams once more before the season ends. If this result holds, all three of those teams will control their own destiny in terms of having the top seed in the conference playoffs. Now they're throwing up the line here for United. Try not to let their heads drop too much. One goal and things change a little bit, but it's tough when this sort of team just isn't used to trailing. New sort of territory, especially by such a margin in such a short amount of time, it has to be said. Well, not particularly good news on the basketball side of things. If you're here in OKC, there it's Indiana leading that one 28-25 at the end of the first frame. Still plenty of time there. Well, it's a 3-point difference in both these contests. 3 points seeming quite a bit more surmountable on the basketball side of things than here in Edmond, but stranger things have happened. Only there was a 3-pointer here on the pitch tonight. Pretty sure United would take one. Isaac Dalhart with a header away. Dufau goes down heavily, and he'll receive the desired effect. It's a foul and a yellow card to Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, who's not pleased about any of it. Kwanzaa did come in fairly heavily, and for his troubles, he is yellow carded. Second player this evening to get a yellow. We'll take a replay look at it. Kwanzaa here will come in on Dufau, who just kept it in here along the touchline. Yeah, it's really good play from Dufau and gets his body in the way. It's intelligent play on the ball when you can see or kind of sense the defender coming at you and just kind of angle yourself where you know they're coming in to try to tackle it and take it away. Good stuff from the Santiago native, capital of the nation of Chile. Dufau is headed to Mercyhurst, D1 level in 2025 this fall. Past 2 seasons he played at D2 with Mercy in New York. So from Mercy to Mercyhurst. A goal and 3 assists in his sophomore campaign last year at Mercy for Dufau. Here's a long ball, Bassett. Up for the challenger, chasing it down, keeps it in play, headed towards the goal line. Cuts back now, Diallo has some space, wants to crack one. Bassett offside, and he put it straight at Keegan Grant anyway. Not what he was hoping to do with that one. Bassett kind of had a tale of 2 sorts of plays in his most recent match, maybe the best way to say it. He had that early goal. He was involved in just about everything found himself in good position all evening long a week ago in the 3-1 win over Arkansas Wolves, but probably would have liked to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal. That probably goes for this entire squad in blue in the last couple matches. In midfield, that's where West Texas has really reigned. They continue to, although they'll lose the ball here in a potentially perilous situation. Akko Wheatcroft, not enough on that pass. Miscommunication with Kwanzaa. West Texas happy to pounce, and they will take as much air out of this ball as they can. Happy to let the clock bleed. Of course, it's very, very early. Maybe it's not time-wasting time yet. But certainly every second added to the clock helps, and every second they've got the ball is more time that United can't build any offensive momentum. Quite a conundrum for the home side here in Oklahoma. Two-man game. Dufau ends up with it, lost it to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa wants to go the other way, as he always does. It extends beyond McKechnie. That's the way this half has gone. Can be a game of really small margins at times. That time just inches away from being the right pass. Tura will play it long. Here's some space. Freire. He lost it. Picked up again by Tura, and Dufau goes down under a heavy challenge once again. I think Oklahoma United wanted a simulation call. It's crossed into the center instead, and it just pops out of play. It was right in front of a waiting Kanata Taira. He really was close. Throw-in coming for Oklahoma United. Just the slightest of touches kept Tura from being the latest goal scorer. I think they're going to send us to a hydration break. It's about the right timing. So 34th minute of play, we'll take a break. The clock will continue to run, and this minute or so will get added back at the end of the first half. Well, not going to plan for Oklahoma United. Back in a moment. 3-0, the West Texas lead here in Edmond. Well, back after the hydration break, maybe an opportunity for Oklahoma United to do some soul searching might be necessary. 3-0 the current scoreline. As there's a little over 10 minutes to play in this first half. Even a goal back would really, really lighten the mood here in Edmonton. An opportunity for Oklahoma United to build any sort of momentum that they can as they look to restore a pretty difficult lead that West Texas has built. They came up from Midland, Texas with a vengeance and with some pretty clear goals. They are accomplishing all of them so far this evening. Danny Catula with you here in the booth at Chad Richardson Stadium. And right now, one team the clear leader. 3-0 the score. Abubakar Diallo gets it after holding up the play well. Humbert now to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa switches right side. Bassett awaiting the second touch, and it goes to De Miguel. That's a heavy touch, and Shea Prescott already on a yellow card. He's got to be careful. And, well, continuing to maybe jaw a little bit, and that's going to force the referee to go over and have a conversation with him. The ref knows, hey, you're already on a yellow. One more, and that'll do it for you. Of course, remember last time out, there was a red card to Henrique Duarte, the Brazilian from Sao Paulo, who right at this sort of point at the end of the first half, that was a 45th minute ejection. Oklahoma United had to play with 10 the rest of the way. They led that one by a goal and were able to hold on. Going down a man down 3 goals, hard to imagine how that comeback would happen. And certainly need all 11 players on the pitch with this sort of adversity that they're facing. Another stumble there, but this time able to keep his feet. Viafane. Gabi Viafane weathers another challenge from Humbert, then goes down. Another drop there. No foul here. A couple of players went down, and West Texas wanted a foul. They won't get either one. Played long, and it's going to find Justin Medeski tracking back from Stuttgart in Germany. Played 72 minutes in the last contest versus Arkansas last week, and last time against Oklahoma United put in a full 90-minute shift, did Medeski. Not sure why it is, but on the NPSL website, he is listed in the statistical categories as hidden player. It is indeed Justin Medeski, though. If you've watched and you're curious, now here is another free kick coming, and this time it's Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa also on a yellow. He is in serious trouble. West Texas would really like for more plastic to be pulled out. It was a heavy challenge. We'll have to see the results here before we go to any sort of replay. I want to see what the decision is. You would think if this were a second yellow, it would have been produced by now. And yeah, this is going to be merciful from the center referee for now. Now, this is 2 straight conversations that the center referees had to have. And the basis of that conversation is, listen, you're on thin ice. Last chance saloon sort of thing. And those are probably 2 candidates for players who could be substituted in the second half, just because they're sitting in a situation where you make a mistake, you miss a challenge, and all of a sudden you're off the pitch, your team's down a player. It can be very difficult to play aggressively the way you want to when you have to think about that as well. Difficult situation at the moment for United in a whole lot of ways. Trying to hang on in this one. West Texas would like to bury their opponents a little bit deeper with a 4th goal. Here it comes. Free kick from about 40 yards away. And it goes towards the back post. Numbers there, headed out nicely. Looks like Madrigal who got there immediately, but it's coming right back at him. Kwanzaa could not clear it away, but it will go off of Alberto De Miguel for a goal kick. De Miguel has really caused problems in this first half. Scored 2 goals the last time that these two played. 2 of the 3 goals. And he has already found himself scoring this evening as well. Long ball. Getting a foot to it. And plenty of time. United back on it. Kwanzaa pulled back. Free kick coming via Fane, the guilty party. Was well out of his depth that time. Probably a good move just to stop the potential counter there. It's one thing West Texas has done a really good job of. Often they haven't even had to foul to do so, but just breaking up potential counterattacks. That's where United have been so dangerous, scored so many goals this season against the entire rest of the league, including against West Texas in that previous match. Feels like the visitors tonight have really started to figure out Oklahoma United. Made it awfully difficult. United looking very uncomfortable, and it's so rare to see these players in that sort of situation. On the back line, again, this really suits West Texas the way the scoreline is. Keeping possession as long as they can. It's a long ball, and Freire is offside there. Oh, will get in the way, and now Tyler Acker-Wheatcroft will get himself involved. He wasn't happy with it, so a yellow card looks like it's going to go to Freire. Could see one on Acker-Wheatcroft as well. Well, right now a conversation with Acker-Wheatcroft and no card. Freire for the stoppage of play. Doesn't like the decision, but he'll pick up the yellow. And so Freire is the first player to be booked for the visiting side. A very small annoyance in what's been an overwhelmingly strong first half for West Texas. It will not dampen their mood. And Freire really feels that Acker-Wheatcroft should have been the one to receive the card. It does tend to be the player who responds in that sort of altercation who gets punished the heaviest, but not on that occasion. Out of play, throw in coming. Diallo thought about taking it, but decided he'd rather get into a more central position. Shea Prescott steps up to take it instead. Barbados international. Highly touted at the college level too, with OCU. Talked about that earlier, coming from Coastal Bend at first. Newcomer of the year with the Stars of Oklahoma City. All-conference first team selection as well. Another foul in the center of the park here. This time Prescott picks it up, and again, already on a yellow card. He's already received a fairly stern talking to. He is on his last leg, so to speak. Watts goes backwards for Keegan Grant, who's stayed mostly unhurried for the most part in this first half. Long ball away. Tudak chasing it. And here's a shot. It finds its way over the bar. It wasn't far away from Alberto de Miguel. He's been a real menace coming from the Aggies of Murray State College at junior college level as a freshman. 3 goals, 1 assist. Came from Spain, where he played in the youth setup at Atletico Madrid. Yes, that one in La Liga. Played with some pretty impressive talents there as a youth player. One of the more highly regarded youth systems in world football. Here's Dalhart with his own youth pedigree to stand on. Humbert has it deflected, picks it right back up. And here's another foul, maybe just leaving in that foot a little late. Humbert wasn't trying to stick a foot out, but he does make contact. Let's see the end result of that if we can, because it was a pretty heavy fall. Seemed like he got hit pretty hard. We will get a Stomping Grounds market replay on this one. Have a look as Humbert is trying to chase his own ball down here as he loses it, and this there steps in. Oh, absolutely. Well, in truth, I think Humbert might be a little lucky to get away without any further punishment, if I'm being completely honest. When you go over the ball like that and leave a stud in there, goodness, I think if we were to get a second look at that, decision might have been changed. Could have been a little bit more in that challenge. Might have been card worthy. Thankfully, No sort of injury as a result. All's well that ends well. Dufau switches the play for West Texas. Bassett. Louis Bassett moving through midfield under a lot of pressure. I mean, there's no space anywhere. West Texas filling this entire pitch. They've done it for all 45 minutes. It was 3 minutes added, by the way, to the end of the first half. Of course, a minute or two of that was from the hydration break. Should see that in the second half, too. We're looking at about a minute left, maybe less, by my own estimation, which admittedly is not particularly scientific. Touch from Bromwich. He'll go back to Grant. Final sands in the hourglass expiring, and it's good news for West Texas, much less so for the boys here at home in blue, Oklahoma United. Bassett on the pass from Prescott. Plays it through, looking for McKechnie. He got fouled, though. We'll come back to the previous contact there at midfield where Bassett sits. Bassett's been knocked down a couple of times in that sort of area. If you allow Louis Bassett to run freely, he'll pick you apart. That is not a mistake that West Texas has made. Really hard to say they've made one at all. They've been particularly potent in keeping United star players from really having any freedom of movement. Long ball in, one more chance to get a goal back. Diallo, once that he hit it with the back of his head. Always a tough technique to get right. Diallo could not quite perfect it that time. Grant will take this goal kick, and he'll take his time as well. Certainly understand him deciding to do so. Another update from Indiana as we near halftime. It's Pacers by 8 over the Thunder in that Game 6 contest. And it's West Texas by 3 in this one. Not exactly the plans that Oklahoma United had set out for this one. Well, we will send you pitch side to get the comments after a tough first half from head coach Antonio Barros. See what he has to say on this one. Let's send it down there to Maya. What you got for us?
Okay, we're ready. Coach, I know this is only the second time this year we've been down going into the half. What adjustments do you feel need to be made going into the second half?
I think we started the game well. I think just the early 2 goals messed with us mentally. We just got to calm down, relax. We have possession, so it's just going for the first goal, and then we think about the second, and I think we can get there goal by goal.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thoughts from Maya Johnson-Guess. Very many thanks to her, as always, for getting down there where the action is and hearing from United head coach Antonio Barros. Well, you heard him, 1 goal at a time. That's the way they'll approach this. And, well, we'll see if that approach bears any fruit. Halftime coverage coming in a moment. Halftime stats. Imagine they will be going one way more than the other, but we'll bring them to you in a moment. Stick with us. Halftime, 3-0. West Texas leads Oklahoma United here in Edmond. Halftime coverage here at UCO in Edmond, Oklahoma, where West Texas FC have taken a decidedly one-sided 3-0 lead. And, well, it was moments like this, Oklahoma United trying to get forward early, and an Uno reverse card flipped by West Texas. Here's a look at it, just getting caught in possession. This time it's Jared McKechnie, one of many who was in that sort of situation. And this first goal coming from the team's leading goal scorer, Alberto de Miguel. And then you take a look at this second one. That is the Brazilian, Leo Freire. And he just gets through everybody. A couple of contentious moments in those situations. This one, nothing contentious about that. Freire again involved, picks up the assist. He's got 2 goal contributions to lead the team. Finishing that one off was Gabriel Villafane. So 3 separate goal scorers. Freire involved in 2 different ways. But really, it's been a consistently good performance across the entire starting 11 for West Texas FC. Hard to find any faults in that first half. For Oklahoma United, and it feels like they just played right into West Texas's plan for this match. Their strategy, really impeccable. They knew exactly what to expect from Oklahoma United from that previous contest. They have learned a lot very clearly from that last match. And I mean, when you think about it, first half went decidedly Oklahoma United's way back then in late May. And from there on, West Texas scored the last 2 goals. Just wasn't enough to come back from a severe deficit. You could really say for the last 90, 100 minutes between these two teams, West Texas has had the edge, and they have learned from some of their previous mistakes. Now it's United's turn to do that. They find themselves down 3-0, and they've got a lot of work to do to try and get themselves back in it. A couple of statistics to show you, and if you're a United fan, they probably won't sound particularly good. 1 shot on target on 4 attempts for United, 6 shots and 3 on goal for West Texas. So West Texas leading in shots and shots on goal. They also lead in shot percentage for good measure. Oklahoma United does have possession in that first half by a pretty marginal standpoint, 52-48. Oklahoma United offside 4 times in that first half, just a little bit more than their liking, and they've not held their opponents offside once. 68% accurate, that's about 15 to 20% less than United average for the season, and 70% accurate, the visitors. Of course, those 3 goals going West Texas's way. Only corner of the first half did go to United. 2 yellow cards to Shea Prescott and Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, respectively, for the home side, and they were both really looking at some potential trouble beyond that. They both committed some harder fouls after their yellow cards, so they'll both have to be a bit mindful of that. Expected goals can tell a pretty interesting story sometimes. It tells a pretty similar story to the scoreline right now. Oklahoma United does have 1.35 expected goals, so probably should be finishing a chance or 2 there. Only lines up with what we saw in that first half, but then, of course, it has been a superior day for West Texas. They have a superior expected goals count as well, 2.55, just a shade above 2.5. 9 fouls on United. They'll have to clean that up, just 5 on West Texas, although it's the visitors who have most effectively broken up their opponents' attacks. They've been very efficient in doing so. More halftime coverage will set you up for the second 45 in just a minute. 3-0. West Texas comes into town and dominates the first 45 minutes. Second half's next. More halftime analysis in the meantime. You're listening to live coverage of Oklahoma United FC soccer on YouTube. Welcome back. Halftime coverage of a 3-0 lead at the moment. Oklahoma United struggling in this one. It is West Texas FC who has grabbed this one by the horns. Away from home, few hours, not a problem. They came out with a vengeance and really found ways to confound this Oklahoma United team in ways we really have yet to see, especially here at home, all season long. Again, we talked about this in pregame, but if you're just joining us, a little bit of what this contest might mean. There is a lot at stake here. If you look at some of the more minute details, it's Oklahoma United who has already qualified between these two teams in terms of playoff appearance. Their season will continue no matter what happens in the entire rest of the season. They were the first to clinch in the previous match. The magic number of points to qualify for the top 4 is 15. Now, West Texas came in knowing that a win here would not only put them in good position to take the lead in the conference standings down the road, but it would also confirm, again, with a lot of time still to go, that they have that peace of mind, knowing they'll get to 15. They'd, in fact, get to 16 tonight. Wouldn't have to worry about it. And then the second question is, in that semifinal round, those 4 teams that make it out of the Lone Star Conference, of course, only 2 get to host a semifinal. And the way to do that is to be one of the top 2 teams in the conference. If you're one of those, geographically, you get the team that makes the more sense between seeds 3 and 4. If Oklahoma United lose tonight, they have to outdo West Texas the rest of the way. Now, if it keeps going this way and things stay the same in terms of points, wins, losses, things like that, West Texas will have the head-to-head tiebreaker because they've won by more goals than Oklahoma United did. Of course, they will have each won one match. Oklahoma United could still get a lot of value out of even getting a goal or 2 back because it would level that head-to-head standings and make things a little bit more interesting. So even if they don't end up getting a win or even a draw here, those couple of goals could really make a difference. And we heard it at halftime from Coach Barros about getting them 1 goal at a time. It's definitely going to be the primary goal for Oklahoma United, is just to chip away slowly but surely. Of course, they have the attacking prowess and firepower to do it with. And then when you look at West Texas, if they do hold on to this win tonight, all they have to do is play better or equal to Oklahoma United or Lubbock Matadors the rest of the way. And again, they play them again. And, well, as long as they are able to outdo one of the 2 of them, they'll have one of those 2 top 3 spots. It's really, or one of those top 2 spots, I should say. Really, it's those 3. These 2 playing here in Lubbock Matadors that are fighting for 2 hosting spots. And, of course, it always helps to be the number 1 seed, and if you move on to the final, you'd be guaranteed to host in that scenario. So a lot to think about, but obviously the numbers skew a whole lot more towards the visitors as they currently lead in this one. One more break. After this, it'll be second half action, and it can't come soon enough for United fans and especially the players. They will want to try and rectify the situation they're faced with. 3-0 the current scoreline. West Texas out in front. See if United have the resiliency to find their way back here at home. You're listening to live coverage of Oklahoma United soccer right here on YouTube. Back with you, moments away from the second half of action. My name's Danny Katula. Glad to have you here in the booth atop Chad Richardson Stadium here at the University of Central Oklahoma. Well, you see the scoreline in front of you doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. West Texas FC have been much the superior side in this first half, much to the chagrin of the Oklahoma United faithful gathered in pretty good numbers this evening. Of course, it's a big night for Oklahoma City sports. Elsewhere, the Oklahoma City Thunder playing Game 6 could be the NBA final winning game. And if not, it'll be Game 7 back here in OKC. All that is fine and good, but for soccer fans here supporting Oklahoma United, there is a lot of work to do. 3 goals to try and come back and even this matchup. And, of course, that's if they can keep a very potent West Texas attack off the board. 3 separate goal scorers adding to the tally, and they are approaching double-digit goal scorers on the year, West Texas are. See if there's any substitutions being made. We're still taking a look at it. We can tell you already that Elliot Forestier has found his way in. Going to try and get an idea of who came off. We're not certain about it yet. Looks like there's still Madrigal and Prescott out there on the right side of defense. Left side, there's still Isaac Dalhart, so that would tell us Tyler Aka-Wheatcroft has been replaced. So Forestier, the Sydney, Australia native, quite a few Australians on both these sides this evening. Aka-Wheatcroft steps up. So here we go. It's West Texas moving from right to left in front of us here on your screen on this live YouTube presentation of Oklahoma United FC Soccer. Match day 7 of 10. Second game in a 4-game home stretch, and this one's not going to plan. We've also got a change in midfield, as stepping off is Mateus Mantovani, the Brazilian. End of his night, he's replaced by Frenchman Francois Géry-Ray from Montpellier in France. On the right side here is a third change. It's a triple change at halftime, so Oklahoma United going to roll the dice and go to their bench. A few players they feel they can count on for the next 45 minutes consistently. Again, no Thomas Brulé in the starting lineup or off the bench. He's out due to an illness. And Enrique Duarte had that red card, so he's a scratch this evening as well, has to serve his suspension. Harry Tremblay, though, kind of previewed that change. They're going to go with him in the attack, although all the 3 attackers are going to stick around. So what they're going to do is throw Abu Diallo into an attacking midfield role. We've seen him in this role once or twice this year, although he tends to be a central striker. He'll pull the strings now. He'll see the ball here, the number 22. That's a great turn. Off he goes. He got knocked by Dufau, but he still got his pass up the pitch. He wanted to go back and return. Thought the referee had played advantage, but I don't think he saw a foul there at all on that little tug. Anyway, in comes Tremblay in Diallo's spot. Harry Tremblay, the Belgian from Huy. In North Central Europe. Here's a touch into the center. Tremblay does not hold on to it. He has been really, really impressive to all his teammates, especially to the coaching staff. Coach Barros has described him a couple of times as somebody who just does all the right things. Excellent attitude, always really makes you want to pay off that attitude with playing time. Of course, he's got the talent that warrants being in the team as well. Géry-Ray, oh, that's a touch that absolutely sends Dufau flying. Bassett will go up the line. Oh, it's wide for Diallo. If that's on target, that looked really, really promising. So it's still Humbert and Bassett on the wings where Tremblay would typically come in. He's going to play at striker instead. Géry-Ray already came in midfield for Mantovani, and then looks like McKechnie has been taken off as well. That is who Diallo will replace. So those are the 3 changes. Don't know of any subs right now for West Texas. Of course, they really didn't need to make a whole lot of changes to that first half performance. Nice touch in there by Shea Prescott to just stick a leg out. Had to be precise, and it was, although it's still picked up by Alberto de Miguel. Miguel, the Madridista, he could not keep it. Well, not a Madridista in the sense of being a Real Madrid supporter, of course. Played in the Atletico youth system, not sacrilege, but in the sense of being from Madrid. Here's Elliot Forestier, gets ahead of steam, although he's stopped in his tracks. Nice job out there on the right side of defense, although it did touch West Texas last. Still a good job to hold that play up because Forestier was headed forward in a hurry. This is David Ambert, who comes all the way back into defense to pick the ball up. Didn't hold on to it for long. Dalhart skips Madrigal and goes to Prescott. Bassett hits a brick wall, but it stays with United on a throw-in. Again, Oklahoma United had a slight edge in possession in the first half. Not that they didn't have the ball, it's that when they did, West Texas made it so uncomfortable for them, got players all around them, and now this is more what we're used to seeing, dispatching players left and right. Bassett out to the left, there's space. Ambert wants to go, wants to have a shot. He has the hit, and it's blocked by Grant. Keegan Grant, if that is a sign of what's to come, he's going to be a busy man. David Ambert is certainly that sort of player who can take matters into his own hands. He's done so already early in this second half. Grant gets it well across midfield. Man, he's got a boot on him. This one is corralled out of play. Madrigal allowed it to go. We'll give it to Prescott there, who will do the honors of the throw-in. Prescott looking long, gets a little bit of a jump start. Finds Bassett holding the play up. He took a lot of contact. I don't think it's a foul. It looks like just a throw-in here for Prescott up the line. Scotty Murray right in front of him didn't like it, the head coach. Assistant coach last year. No, this is going to end up being a free kick, actually. Coach Murray has been really imparting his own tactical style here. Sometimes when you see an assistant promoted from one season to the next, it can look like the same sort of footprint as the previous head coach. Not so for Murray. Tremblay comes in and bruises his way to his first foul of the evening. And he's going to require maybe a talking to. Center referee just saw the intent there. Didn't really look like he was playing the ball. I think that's what the man in red has taken issue with that time. Free kick coming from Cam Watts out of Birmingham, England. Of course, a couple of Englishmen in the team for United as well this evening. Bassett from Leicester, and one of the three players who checked out at halftime, Tyler Acker-Wheatcroft, coming from Liverpool. Switch of play, getting there first. Elliot Forestier, the only Australian for United this season, but one of a few currently on the pitch. We got the goalkeeper for starters for West Texas. Keegan Grant, talked about him a few times. There's Ryan Mervchik, who's been very impressive. Australian center back across the course of the season. Played 85 minutes in the previous game. Almost went the full 90 against Oklahoma United in May. Last time out also got a start in the home win versus Arkansas Wolves. Mervchik, a member of the defending Northeast Conference champions, although they weren't allowed to go to the NCAA D1 postseason because they just got bumped up from D2. There's some regulations on having to wait a few years before you're eligible. Mervchik played with Wollongong Wolves FC, semi-pro club in New South Wales, there in that Sydney area where he's from. And they've been pretty active on social media supporting his journey to where he's gotten here. Pretty cool for that club to see one of their own make it here to the U.S. and have as much success as Mervchik is having. And, well, Mervchik is going to have some work to do, as is the entire back line here. United with a chance on this free kick. A couple of very, very high potential players over this one. Forestier could go with the left. More than likely it'll be Ambert with the right. David Ambert with the 10. Let's see what he's got here in his locker. A goal back would do a whole lot of good to the mentality here. He'll go straight at goal, and a diving, sprawling save coming from Keegan Grant. It's out for the second corner kick of the night. Bear will be the one to take the set piece once again.
It's a hammer and nails corner kick.
Minute 54 this one. Bear hurrying this up, wants to get this goal back as soon as possible. It's played into the center. Dalhart couldn't quite get his head there. Other direction, chance for a counter. Look at this, Bassett beaten. And here they go, it's a 2-on-1 if they play it right. For now, it's with Freire, and he'll go through. It's a perfect slipped ball. De Miguel denied. Beautiful stop. Alexis Bertrand stands on his head and stops that one. Superb. Point blank range, and you always favored the striker to score that one, De Miguel. Leading goal scorer in the league, doesn't matter. Bertrand steps up. They'll be out of play. A West Texas throw-in in midfield. It really, really could have been 4-0. Alexis Bertrand there in that highlighter green. Able to defend his goal very effectively. It's been a rough night. He's had a lot come at him from very close range. That time he pulls out a crazy stop. He's also saved a penalty this year. It'll be a throw-in here in the attacking half of play. This near side for West Texas. Played immediately back to the man who took the throw. It's Mrvcic. And now Mrvcic, you'll see it again out here on this left side. Attacking, and he forces the Ovalle Belgium native, Bertrand, to make a play, which he does. This one blocked off of Dufau, the Chilean. Keeps it in play. And he'll find Freire. Freire will look around. Tricky, but not able to get the cross in time. Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa swallows it up. The Ghanaian. Long ball through the center, and that'll find Mrvcic again. He's been a magnet to the football in this second half early on. Ooh, looked like it was close to taking a touch off of Kwanzaa's hand. He does well to avoid a mental error there. Here's Louis Bassett with it. Bassett switching the play. And on this left side, here's Forestier. Kwanzaa moving through. He'll find a touch pass, and now Tremblay will go to the right wing. Jerire has some space, and now it's Diallo. Diallo, the Malian, looking for some space to send in a cross. Now he'll go himself. Edge of the box, plays it backwards. A little bit erroneous that time. Still onside, though, and still in play. Diallo finds himself back in an area of space. This one is played out for a corner kick. Big opportunity for United here.
It's another hammer and nails corner kick for Oklahoma United.
Corner kick coming. Let's see what United have on offer this time. David Ambert, of course, it's him to send it in. The Frenchman, what's he got on this delivery? Sent to the center of the box. Oh, it's dangerous. And it's played out wide. Looks like it took a touch off of United most recently. Boy, that looked like a really good opportunity. It did not find the accuracy that it needed. I'm not sure who it came off of. I know Diallo was in the area and was likely the initial target. Goal kick coming in any case for Keegan Grant. Away it goes. Really does have some power on his goal kicks, does Keegan Grant. And now we'll have a stoppage of play. And they're going to send on the physio for this one because it's a potential head injury to Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa. He might require a little bit of attention here in this 58th minute. Not the type of guy that you want to lose. Of course, nobody that you've got out on the pitch is a player that you want to have to go without. It would go without saying, but Kwanzaa, one of those players who does so much more than the goals and assist tally. Such a talented defensive option in midfield, and he is not pleased at all with the fact that he didn't get a foul for that. Of course, he's got to be fairly judicious with what he says because he is on that yellow card from the first half, as is Shea Prescott. That's an interesting part of this triple change at halftime 12 minutes ago now for United. Coach Barros did not elect to remove either of his players on yellow cards, so they both got to continue to go with that yellow card in mind. Of course, the second yellow would equal red. It'd be a second straight ejection for United. The dubious honor of the first ever red card in club history went to Enrique Duarchi. and they will allow Kwanzaa back on there at the bottom of your screen. Just saw him enter in that bottom left corner. So we're back to 11 v 11. Kwanzaa will be okay, thankfully. A long ball down the left, and De Miguel chasing. He's got pace. He tries to get there, although he was offside, so he is made to call off the chase. So it'll be a free kick here for Jerire. He'll go short and close with Louis Bassett. Bassett takes his time, being patient here. Credit to United for not trying to get all of this back in one or two fell swoops. Of course, it takes 3 goals to get back to level pegging, and that takes time. We get to about the hour mark here, entering the 60th minute as Diallo chases down a potential mistake, and now Grant's well out of his goal. Humbert didn't quite have time to go for goal, but he's still got it edge of the box, plays it wide, looks onside. Oh, it's a free kick here. They'll go back to the advantage because after that, a West Texas player, went down, but I think that was negated by the previous contact. Let's see if we can get a replay here. I'd love to take a look at the Stompin' Grounds replay. Oh, and a yellow card, a double yellow card. So it'll go to Humbert, and it'll go to Cameron Watts as we go to the replay. Well, that was the plan anyway. Still trying to see if we can get that. Here it is, or the end of it. And just to confirm as we put that replay in order, it's yellow cards to both sides here. There's the initial contact. Yeah, that's where all the contact comes from. I think Humbert keeps his feet, and as Watts goes down, kind of felt he might have been hit as well. I do think Watts initiates that contact. So a yellow card to him and a yellow card to David Humbert. I believe both of them for the reaction more than anything else. But here we go. Humbert, the one fouled in the run of play, so a free kick for Oklahoma United. Will Humbert go straight at goal again? He's been close a couple of times from this same sort of range. No further than 25 yards from goal, closer to 20. 61st minute, good a time as any to try and get a goal back. Well, the referee is going to have a talking to. He wasn't happy, and it's going to be Diallo and Gabi Villafane, the most recent goal scorer, who apparently were having some conversations that were not to the center official's liking. I mean, he is really going at him. Really having a conversation with him as well. He's not pleased with whatever was going on. Here comes the free kick. It's sent in. Oh, it's perfect. Brilliant finish. And just like that, United has life. David Humbert has his 6th of the season, one of the most important of the season. 28 more minutes, and this crowd is just starting to get into it. Let's take a look at the replay. Humbert goes direct at goal. Oh, that's a laser. No stopping that. Keegan Grant cannot drop his head because of that. There is nothing that he's going to do between the sticks to stop that. David Humbert just takes this one and lasers it. That was launched into the back of the net. No doubt about it. So 3-1. This one's not over yet, folks. Humbert, right after the yellow card, spurs him on to a goal. Humbert scored for the 5th time in a match this season. He scored 5 times in 7 matches. 6 goals in total. Here's Elliot Forestier, who will shepherd this one out for a Oklahoma United throw. And this is a long throw, a little bit dangerous, but it pays off as Kwanzaa is able to clear it away a little bit further. Challenging for it, a little bit more pressure. United will feel bolstered in their attack here as Humbert is going to try and chase it down. Great deflection, picks it up along that left side touchline. Look to play it centrally. And now we'll switch the play, trying to beat Mervchich with the long ball. He does. Great first touch pass. It finds Jerire from Bassett. Jerire still with it. Oh, gets the nutmeg. Thought he might have been fouled, but he wasn't. Going the other way. Here comes West Texas. They're off to the races. That is a foul on Diallo, and he is incredulous. So Diallo is going to pick up a yellow card. And so that'll be Another reason for Diallo to be frustrated. He thought he won that cleanly. And well, take another look at it. We'll see it one more time. Slide comes in, and it's a difficult thing to get right. Diallo comes in from behind. Well, goodness, it's not the best angle, is it? But from here, Diallo is certainly close at the very least. Certainly a tight one. We've seen a couple of those go in the direction of both sides, really. They've been a little bit unlucky at times. A lot of 50-50 calls, and now another foul in midfield. That's on Kwanzaa, who again is a couple of fouls removed from his first yellow card, and that's the case that Scotty Murray, the head coach for West Texas, is making right now is, listen, that's a couple of fouls since you had the talking to with him. Now, that was back in the first half, but still. Kwanzaa really, really playing with fire with those sorts of fouls. It's now 4 United players with yellow cards, all of them still on the pitch. Just 2 with yellows for the visitors, still 3-1 for West Texas at the moment. And a free kick that looks promising as well, just inside 30 yards from goal. Alexis Bertrand, after a huge save about 5 minutes ago. Oklahoma United gets one back on the other end, and so all of a sudden, we got a fairly tight contest here. Of course, still multiple goals away, but it's not over. Could they put another nail in the coffin? No. The Belgian is there. Alexis Bertrand uses that tall frame, made that look really easy on the free kick from Villafane, who was on a brace. Not able to grab it there. Ambert looks really long, and he's trying to find Bassett. He was ready to pull that one out of the sky, but he didn't have to. Mervcic was able to put that one out of play with the header. And so we'll see a throw-in coming from Prescott. Prescott, Jerry Reyes are ready for it. And in the center of the park, a battle. Kwanzaa had to pull out of that challenge. One bad challenge, and he's off the pitch at this point. Right side, maybe a chance to cross into the center. No, we'll try and go alone. It's a substitute. That one is cleared off the sideline. Well, that was not far away at all from the reserve striker. Still an opportunity for West Texas. By the way, the guy who came on, that number 12, Yartvin Lieshout. And Lieshout coming from the Netherlands. And he's still there in the center, would really like service. He won't get it. He cleared away. Van Lieshout getting himself in some troublesome areas. West Texas won a handball. They won't get it. Jedi Day gets away with one. Right side, or left side, I should say, Ambert. Ambert has players to aim for. He's going to go himself for now. Tries to cut it back. He's got space to do so. And they're battling for it. Ambert commits the foul. It's going the other way. Well, he was in a good area. Unlucky not to get anything more out of it. Chased it down pretty aggressively as well. Just got beaten to the ball. Nicely done defensively, it must be said, by Marcel Dufau. So yeah, just to confirm, the change is the Dutchman, one of a couple who could come off the bench this evening. Yartvin Lieshout, first-year player, like everybody else we've seen tonight for West Texas. Chasing it down, Oklahoma United back on the ball. Bassett, he's perfect for a first touch. Oh, this one goes out of play. It was close, but Bassett not complaining, not arguing that one. And Lieshout last time out, 13 minutes. His only appearance this season on June 7th. This is his second appearance of the year. United still trying to complete this comeback. They've got one of the 3 goals they need to earn a draw. Be their second draw of the year, and it would keep them undefeated on the season. This looks like it's going out on West Texas. Should be a corner, shouldn't it? Yes, it should, and it is. So David Ambert will head over there to take it.
It's a hammer and nails corner kick for Oklahoma United.
We shall see what transpires. Looks, by the way, like it's Kanata Taira, the Japan native, who stepped off to make way for Van Lieshout. Here's the corner, coming from David Ambert. Lots of players getting in there, and Alexis Bertrand has gone almost to midfield. Outside your screen, everybody getting forward. They'll also make a change here as Shea Prescott steps off, and they'll bring in an attacker to replace him. So the yellow card in Prescott is off. In goes Ethan Nicolo from UConn in the OKC area. Local product, he's got a lot of talent. One of the first chances we've seen for him to show it. This put right into the middle. Nicolo! Nearly a perfect entry, and Bassett will hit it from long range. That is well over the bar. Ambitious effort. Didn't quite have it. Ethan Nicolo was a freshman last season for the Eagles of Oklahoma Christian here in Edmonds. And they'll make another change. Keita Kisino will enter, and off goes an embattled Gideon Kwanzaa. Another guy who picked up a yellow this evening, and he has been his typical defensive self, doing a whole lot of good for this United team, but man, he's found life difficult in the middle of the park. West Texas, especially that first half, really winning the day. 20 more minutes to play, and Kisino is out there from Yugasaki, Japan. So a Japanese player steps off for West Texas, and one steps on for United. Battle for the ball over there. Forrest Steer loses out. Played all the way back to the back line. A touch or two for Justin Medeski. Long ball away. And it's headed back and forth. Finds a West Texas player. Van Lieshout, and that one is picked up quite well on the head from Dalhart. That's one of his special skill sets. Nicolo streaking through for now. It's Diallo, but through the middle. Nicolo with a lung-busting run. Now he's got it. He's onside. Players to aim at if he cuts it back. He'll go alone. It's blocked. Another chance. That's saved too. Grant was there for the double stop, and maybe Nicolo could have found a cross, but to be honest, the shot from there really good both times. Forced the keeper to save that and make him do something. Make him work. That's exactly what you want to do from that angle. Back in play as Nicolo has to tie his shoe. That didn't take long. Ethan Nicolo from midfield came in and immediately making an impact. Really talented guy, really speedy player. When you can bring him off the bench to make that sort of run, so hard to ask a back line to try and deal with him. It's another United throw. Almost 20 minutes to go still on this clock. It's the 72nd minute. Here's Bassett. Oklahoma United needs two. Ooh, Tremblay got a little tricky. It's played out. That's a nice recovery from Medeski, the German outside back. And it's another corner for United. They keep generating these. They could really use a goal as a result of one. 10 shots now. They only took 3 in the first half. They've got their 5th corner, I believe. And it comes from Ambert to the back post. Oh, it's too far. Although it'll find Jerire. He could recycle it back in. Here he goes. It's sent in. Oh, it's beautiful. A fantastic stop. Miguel Madrigal saw his name in lights. A beautiful hit, and Keegan Grant finds a way to keep it out. Sprawling save, one-handed. Pure reaction save. Another chance for Ambert, puts it in, and Nicolo chasing it that time. It's out again for another corner kick. This chance just keeps on giving. Nicolo will roll it out there for Ambert to take it as Villafane is instructed to keep his cool. Trying to delay the restart there a little bit. United causing chaos, put into the center, another header goalwards. It falls just wide from Nicolo, no touch. It is out for a goal kick. Oh, hold on a second, and West Texas is vehemently protesting something. I don't know what it would be. They've got a goal kick. I don't know if maybe there's a handball in there. Should be a free kick, but it'd be essentially the same thing. I don't know why they'd complain about that. Must have been something in there that I missed. All right, so just over a quarter hour to go. A flurry of chances from that right corner flag alone. But a couple of headers go just wide, or they're saved by Keegan Grant, who's been excellent. And now here come United again. They just keep coming at him. It's Louis Bassett right side. Bassett looking, going one-on-one. He's potent in these situations, finds the corner, puts it in the center, and it's swallowed up, taken away. Mervchich was there first. Other direction, here comes West Texas. One goal could really put it away. They lead by 2 already. 74th minute, De Miguel looking to play provider now. He's going to get it back. Dalhart stepping in, but he's beaten. It's offside. It finds its way in, but it doesn't count. It's offside. No goal. And that will allow Oklahoma United to breathe a little bit. I think a few fans here thought that would have done it. Here's Jedide, and now West Texas not ready. The other direction, Bassett goes back to Jedide. This is excellent. Here's Jedide. He's chased by Mervchich, but it doesn't matter. He finds Diallo first. Not the best of first touches. Diallo beaten to the ball. Jedide keeps it alive, puts it in the center, and no one's there. Headed away. Hectic play. Out for a corner kick yet again. A 7th of the evening as Davion Bear will be the one to take it once again. Amber has put in some really good services, yet to have one pay off. In it goes once more. Davion Bear curls it back post. Oh, Grant couldn't get there. He was in no man's land, but it finds Jedide, played back in. Dalhart wants to hit it to the back post. There's a second one! Hope lives for Oklahoma United. Could it really be? Still plenty of time, but there's work to do. Excellent, unselfish pass on the header from Isaac Dalhart. Take a look again. This is first-class attack from a center back. Excellent finish. Harry Tremblay is the one who reels away celebrating his goal. Off the bench, he came in at the 45-minute mark, and he is justifying his inclusion. But really, a lot of the credit for that one has to go to Isaac Dalhart. It's his first assist for Oklahoma United on an absolutely picture-perfect headed pass. So it's 3-2. All of a sudden, there's life breathed quickly into this crowd here in Edmond. It is not over yet. 3-2 West Texas, if you're just joining us, led this one by 3-0 inside 30 minutes of play. Oklahoma United has tightened things defensively since then. The attack has really sprung to life since then as well. Here's Davion Bear. Nice touches in traffic. Finds Quisino, who gets there first, but dispossessed. Plenty of time for Watts on a yellow card, who will switch it to the right wing. West Texas would really love to hold the ball for as much of these final 15 minutes as they can. Still potential for a hydration break as well. There's a foul here, and Quisino didn't like it. It's taken quickly. That was permitted. Or no, it wasn't. Unfortunate, because it would have been a mistake that went Oklahoma United's way. A couple of changes here. It'll be the second and third of the evening for West Texas. Let's see who they bring in. It'll be a double switch, as leaving the pitch primarily is Marcel Dufau. The Chilean has played his last of the evening. Joins Kanata Taira on the bench. In for him comes Axel Villegas. And so that's a defensive change for a midfielder. That makes sense. And then also entering is Kayan Pereira, the Brazilian midfielder. He is very versatile, so they can use him in this sort of situation no matter what happens. So say they give up another goal, make it 3-3, and need to really start attacking. Pereira can help in both sets of circumstances. This is played into the left side. On the flank, De Miguel. He's been the one to watch. He's been dangerous, plays it backwards. With it for now. Looking around with it is Villafane. Plays it to the center. That's Pereira. Pereira, who nearly gave it away. Hearts in their chests for a moment for West Texas. Now they will give it away, and there's numbers trying to go forward. Great interception. That's Van Lieshout who comes in, and now he'll commit a foul. Van Lieshout knocked Quisino down. Just a foul, that's all, no plastic. Pereira, by the way, looks like he, for now, has checked in for Carrick Bromwich. That's what we're going with there. So 3 changes made so far by the visitors. They lead 3-2. Going long, no, faking it. JD Day really got the defense to bite, but he was dispossessed at the next opportunity. Going the other direction, it's with pace, it's with potential. Left side looking around. Doesn't see a lot of options, Villafane. Gabi Villafane, oh, he's taken down cynically, you have to say, by Keita Kisino, and you would imagine he would see a yellow card here in the 79th minute. Maybe not. Well, let's see, and looks like maybe a potential injury situation. Good opportunity. Any of these sorts of fouls at this stage in the match, great chances for West Texas to just let this clock run by. That'll be goal number 1 for them, and it will require the trainer to come out. Trainer in this case not being particularly speedy. And it does require Villafane to come off the pitch because the referee indicated that a trainer was needed. So Villafane took a little bit too much time. The referee said, well, if you're still on the ground, you got to have the trainer come out. The trainer didn't really come out, but Villafane got back up and decided he was fine. It was a bit too late. So he'll have to step off at least for this play. For now, it's 11 v 10. Chaos in the center. West Texas trying to put it away. They can't do it. Stays 3-2. Over 10 minutes to play. This one still hangs in the balance. Oklahoma United trying to avoid their first loss in club history. Trying to keep their place atop the league standings here in the Lone Star Conference as well. Jerire plays it to the center. Diallo right there in the middle. He finds space. He has the vision to pick out Bassett. Bassett running behind it and catches up. Has a player on him, trying to work on Mervcic. Turns him. Center of the park. Bassett still looking around, pulling the strings. Kisino. Now it's Jerire who's dropped back into a defensive role, playing awfully well. He's starting attacks from there. Left side, Diallo wants the cross, has the cross, true play, it's saved. And it's still in along that goal line. So we play on. Jerire, well, didn't get the touch he wanted, but he had space and time to recollect it. Forestier a touch. Kisino out to the right side. There's Madrigal, he's playing right back now. Everybody out of position, they're just trying for that goal. Kisino goes long. Nice interception. Reaching out to grab it in the nick of time was De Miguel. That was Pereira who played it back. And picking it up on the headers, Forestier. Battle for it there in the middle. It is picked up eventually by Freire. Leo Freire will go backwards. Plenty of space, plenty of time. West Texas will try to keep possession. Oh, it just beats past it. That's a really nice pass. Perfectly placed. Now De Miguel wants to end this once and for all. He goes down. They'd like a penalty. They won't get one, but it did. Tucked United last out for a corner. We'll see what West Texas are able to do. Their primary goal will be to let more clock run. And again, another player is there injured. That's going to again require the trainer to come out. Now the benefit of that decision for Oklahoma United's purposes is not only does it force West Texas to play down a man for a while, it also requires time to be added on at the end. Well, we're still trying to figure out the injury situation here.
It's a hammer and nail corner kick for West Texas.
And now we are going to have that corner kick as the injured player has stepped off. So it'll be 10 v 11 for now. Ooh, a header, and at the back post, it wasn't far away. Meanwhile, things getting sort of out of hand. Oklahoma United understood the assignment and found their way back into this one. OKC Thunder have done the opposite. They trail by 19 in the third quarter to the Pacers. Looks like if things keep going that way, we are headed to a Game 7 back in the 4:05.
It's another hammer and nail.
Well, from the right corner this time, a corner kick. And again, being nice and procedural are West Texas FC. This time it's Mervcic who will perhaps wisely let as much clock go as he's allowed to. Murphy ready to send in the corner. Anything here would be a dagger. No, it's Bertrand who picks it up. Fakes one rollout, fakes another one. They thought he went out of the box. Coach Scotty Murray points his head at the heavens. Thought Bertrand got away with one. Here's Kisino, goes backwards. Any space will do for Oklahoma United. Got to have the ball. Got to find your way up and score a goal. Nice switch. And there's really not a lot of personnel back. Bassett goes with the first time touch. He'll pick it back up. Almost miscommunicated, but they didn't. Oh, 3 players on. And Bassett tried to dribble through them all. It didn't quite work out. Swick will play. There's space out there for De Miguel. He's offside. Thankful is the Oklahoma United back line. And they're also going to see a card here, I believe. It's going to go to Alberto De Miguel. So he picks up a yellow. And there's also going to be a yellow to the bench. There was some extra talking to that the center referee didn't appreciate. And so a couple of cards come out. Nothing more of note for now. 6 more minutes. Oklahoma United chasing a 3rd goal that would level this game in dramatic circumstances. Here comes Bertrand to send it away. Everybody in Oklahoma United's attacking half, a player goes down. Referee having none of it. Dalhart wants another one. No. He had the assist last time. He's frustrated with himself that he couldn't get the goal there. He was in a good position the first time touch. Required a save from Keegan Grant, but that was all. Grant was there. Grant taking his time. Away it goes. Still 5+ minutes and any stoppages. Well, we really have had 2 thrillers, high-scoring contests between these 2 teams this year. If they meet in the playoffs, it would be must-watch television. This one is too. Right now, 3-2. West Texas trying to steal one by a goal in the margin, just like Oklahoma United did in the other match. Here's Bassett. Going down is Diallo. No foul will play on. Here's Tremblay. Could cross it. He will cross it. It's deflected. Played back out, and this is Bassett. Turns backwards. Has some help. He'll find some of it with Jedi Day. Didn't have it deflected away enough. Still with Jedi Day. He'll go back to Bassett. Bassett wants an aerial cross. He always does. Goes inside, pulled down. And it's a free kick coming. Fans getting excited. They are mostly congregated on that right side. They are in good position to watch this happen. Oh, it looks like a card as well here.
Yellow card caution has been issued in the 86th minute to West Texas number 2, Ian Garnetto.
And I believe that's Ian Garnero who picks it up. Indeed it is. From Buenos Aires, Argentina, is Garnero. Played 90 minutes last time and 45 in the previous match against United. Now another player is down injured, and at the very least, it is a nice stroke of luck for West Texas. Another chance to let some time run off, and we'll see another substitution as well. Good opportunity for more clock to run. For now, 3.5 minutes left. You imagine a lot of this will get added. Could have a few minutes of added time for United to work with. Still down 3-2. Trying to keep themselves in this. Rex Pierce will be the one to check in off the bench here. I believe it's Garnero who has played his last this evening. Pierce, another Australian, headed to Detroit Mercy this fall after playing for the Hartford Fighting Owls at junior college level the past 2 seasons. Out goes Garnero with his yellow card. In comes Pierce. In comes a free kick of important proportions. Imber again, he'll go straight at goal again. Wanted a second free kick goal of the evening. It wasn't meant to be. That is a big missed opportunity for Oklahoma United to level this one at 3 apiece. Will they have one more chance? They're going to hope and pray for one. But Keegan Grant will do his part to try and let this clock expire as unceremoniously as possible. Grant sends it away. He is not one of the players on a yellow card, so if he is booked for time wasting, no problems there. We'll see. This looks like a United throw-in. And Scotty Murray is incredulous for West Texas. They don't like the decision, but it is going to be a United throw right there at midfield. Bassett to take it. Looking. Nicolo separated himself, but it goes over Nicolo to Tremblay. It goes over his defender to Diallo. Down the right side, carries it with him. Crossed into the center, it's deflected, still in play. And now cleared out. Another corner kick for Oklahoma United. They keep generating these chances. This one, the most important one. 2 of the 3 steps have been taken. The final one to finish the climb up the mountain and steal a point here at home. Could it be another dramatic one? Back post beats everybody on that backside first time cross on the half volley. Dalhart, wrong direction. Bobbing around, and it's out of play. Kisino will be the one to throw it.
7 minutes of stoppage time. 7 minutes of stoppage time.
Still chasing this one. We hit the 90th minute. Forestier wants to go long. It looks a little too long, although Tremblay will chase it. And there's no foul here. It was close, but doesn't find anybody in blue. Villafane could not quite keep it in his grasp, although we'll chase it down. Battle for it here. A lot of pressure. Villafane in trouble. What's he going to do here? Playing himself into more trouble. No foul here. We play on. JDV from the corner flag puts it in the middle. And now it's Ampere. He's got a chance. Lays it off. Gotta be. And it is! Oh, wild celebrations! You just can't make this sort of script up. Yellow card coming. A second yellow. It's a red. Villafane was not pleased, and that's his night. So now, Oklahoma United have the leveler. They're a man ahead for the rest of this match. And that is why you play the game. West Texas is frustrated, and that is putting it lightly. They've watched this lead expire, and they're frustrated by the way this third goal's gone in. They felt there was a foul there in the build-up. Villafane wasn't pleased about it, and that's why. I believe he's picked up. No, okay, and so the referee has changed his mind. I was going to say it was a second yellow given to Villafane, but that's not correct. It's his first yellow card of the night. I was just going to mention that. So it is not a red card. It's a yellow that goes to Villafane. It's only his first. The referee saw his mistake and corrected it. So it's still 11v11 to clarify that. And it is 3-3 in this contest. United's come all the way back, and just to let you know, while that goal was being scored, it was announced 7 minutes of additional time. Diallo plays it long. Could it be a fourth? It's Bassett going through everybody. Got a chance, cuts it back, still with him. Oh, it's taken away. Mervcic is the one who's there. He'll count his lucky stars, and West Texas will be glad they've got him in the lineup. He's done that a few times and played cleanup. But still a chance for United. Now they'll really feel they can go on and get the fourth. They're still climbing. Still pushing for this. Tremblay has it knocked out. Another throw for United. Another chance. Still plenty of time. There were 7 minutes added. Either side could take this. Now could it be if United were able to complete this comeback, it would be a 4-3 win. It'd be the same scoreline they won by in Midland. How fitting and poetic would that be? Be a very different way to get it. Left side, there's space. Nicolo moving through, won't get it. He's a dummy. It's played through, over the top. Oh, and Tremblay blasted that one. This one put right back at goal. Tremblay was so close, but he didn't have a shot at it. Other direction. West Texas want to try to go the other direction. They are trying to get numbers forward. They've got players on both wings. Going through the middle. Chasing it. Kisino couldn't get there. Now will West Texas try and hold on to the draw? They'll feel really displeased about it. But you certainly don't want to lose all 3 points here. Still time here, probably 2 or 3 more minutes by my estimation to go. Ref checked his watch. We'll play on for now. Forestier taking his time. Now he'll go with the throw. He'll get it right back. A lot of pressure. Plays it over the top. Shoveled to Ambert. Now it's JDV. Frenchman to Frenchman. Switched to the Englishman. Now it's Bassett. Whole crowd on its feet. Bassett's got it. Thinking about it. Wants to go wide. Now we'll go for goal himself. And that one's straight at Keegan Grant. He has been more than up to the task for that sort of shot all night long. Grant's been excellent. And Coach Barros may be a little disappointed that there wasn't a pass involved in that play. Grant is going to take his sweet time. He is more than happy to let time expire here. West Texas just trying to limp their way to a draw at this point. What a change between this first and second half. United looked, for all intents and purposes, dead in the water in this one. Now here's De Miguel, though. Hold on, just as we say it, it's not over. West Texas, could they steal the points? De Miguel working, trying to fashion a chance, trying to let time expire as well. They'll go backwards. That'll suit their purpose as well. Viafane on the yellow, the most recently carded player. Medeski gets it. Now it's played out wide. Watts crossed into the center. That one's cleared away. Nobody really there to get to it. Diallo chases but isn't there in time. Players to aim for. They'll go backwards. Tremblay trying to stretch the legs. Is there any more time for either side? It looks pretty open. Left side, Viafane again. He's been everywhere. Couple of touches. They thought about the long ball. Instead, Rex Pierce goes backwards. Watts out wide. Cross comes in from Freire. And that one picked up. Ooh, nearly spilled by Bertrand, but he's able to hold on to it. Is he going to try and go long? Maybe an opportunity for Diallo. Instead, he'll go short. Oh, this one knocked off of Dalhart. I don't think that was planned. Played out to the left side. Maybe one more opportunity. Could United find a highly improbable fourth goal? That felt impossible 20 minutes ago. Switch of play. Bassett has it. Looking around. Going for it again. Finds the pass. This time it's Nicolo. Has an option to his left. Lost it for a second. Got it back. Maybe another chance. Dalhart. Forestier left side. Space. Switch. Oh, that's not going to get there. Picked up though by Quisino on the seconds. Headed away, battle for it, charging in, and he gets there. How about this, edge of the box? It's Ambert. Does he have more magic in him? David Ambert, dispossessed, but picks it back up. Thinking about the cross, wants to go alone. Did this take a touch? It didn't. That's a good call. It's a goal kick. So close. United will already feel very, very fortunate. And they've already treated the fans to quite the comeback. But there may not be enough in the tank for a fourth. West Texas continuing to let time expire. Away it goes high into the Edmond air. What an evening for soccer. More than likely the two best teams in the conference. A tale of two halves. De Miguel, he's got some space. Hold on, it's a 2v1. He goes down in the penalty box, and it's a penalty kick. Oh my goodness. And a yellow card coming too. It goes to Tremblay for what he said. Now, all of a sudden, West Texas 12 yards away from the winner. Another yellow card. That'll go to Bertrand, it appears. And that is about the most flattening thing that could happen to the energy here tonight. Oklahoma United came all the way back, made it 3-3, and they could be on the verge of losing it anyway. Now, to be fair, Alexis Bertrand has saved a penalty kick this season. Certainly not impossible he grabs another one. He's 1 for 2 so far this year. This really could be the last kick of the match. United absolutely gifts West Texas a chance for the win. After the visitors gave it away in the second half, they've got it right back. Alberto de Miguel chasing his 7th goal of the season. Here it is. All or nothing. For the win. De Miguel. Can he beat Bertrand? Yes, he can. That does it. West Texas. A killer. Alberto de Miguel with his 2nd goal of the night, and he incites the crowd a little bit as well. That will not make him any friends here in central Oklahoma. They weren't exactly happy with him anyway. But West Texas FC has seen an enormous emotion shift, leading 3-0. Riding high as ever all season long. They give it all away in the final minutes just to find one more opportunity and take it clinically. Looks like another yellow. Oh, it's a red now. A second yellow card. It's a sending off. Both of them are for dissent. That's Harry Tremblay. He's off. Tremblay's off. And so now it's 10 men. It's 2 straight red cards in consecutive matches for Oklahoma United. More importantly, at the very, very last moment, a 4th goal, a killer. For now, both these two sides look like they'll share honors in this season series. 4-3 on one side. Right now it's 4-3 on the other. End of the night for Villafane. He's done for the evening. And maybe one more chance. United gonna chase it. Diallo, no, he lost it. Trying to catch it back up. And now a foul here in midfield. There is still gonna be some time, at least for now. It's not quite over yet. The drama continues. Bertrand gonna send everybody forward. He's gonna just put this one in the mixing bowl and give it one last kick. Here it is. Last chance saloon. 19 shots for Oklahoma United. Will the 20th be another tying goal? Put in the center. Bassett will hit it from distance. Oh, it's wide. And that's it. Final kick of the match. It doesn't get any more crazy than that. And Oklahoma United will go home absolutely deflated. Really disappointing first half. They went down those 3 goals, found their way all the way back, and you thought it was a storybook sort of ending. Wasn't to be. Free kick, a penalty kick on the other side of things, and it goes through for Alberto de Miguel. Credit to West Texas, didn't give up, had that one last chance, and they took it cleanly. Well, we'll take a break. Post-match coverage coming in a moment. We'll have statistics and some final thoughts, setting you up for the next 2 home matches. It is, again, just the second match tonight of a 4-match homestand. Back in a moment. Stick with us. This is post-game coverage. 4-3 defeat. It's the first one in club history and the first one here at home. We'll be back in a moment. Back with you, and, well, let's bring you the highlights. No shortage of those. Stompin' Grounds Market post-game highlights. Very much appreciate the UCO tech crews made those possible. Well, it was all the boys in yellow in the first half. It was this sort of giveaway that you saw all 45 minutes long. Jared McKechnie, the culprit that time. He was one of many. He gets picked on because this is that first goal of the match. And, well, it doesn't show up in the replay, but a wide open finish. This one you do see, and it was this sort of thing all first half long. That one was Leo Freire, but one of 3 scores in that first half. This another look at that one. I mean, it's just really, they're wanting it a little bit more in that first half, in all honesty. Freire this time plays provider. Gabriel Villafane, the Venezuelan player, finds his way in. But Oklahoma United took a while, but they found their way back into it. Shored up the defense was the first order of business. Then David Ambert, of course, that always helps to laser one in the back of the net. That is beautiful offensive play from Isaac Dalhart, and the benefactor is Harry Tremblay. They want a foul here. They don't get it, West Texas. And Oklahoma United was really up to the task of punishing them for the few mistakes they made. This one, Louis Bassett on the back post. Man, he really does have a tendency to score goals that matter. Tends to be the first one to score most times out. Not this time. He's the last one to score for United. He thought he was the last one to score all night. That was the buildup. As Francois Gérire played the cross in initially, David Ambert with a really unselfish play. Finished by Bassett, and then this, a penalty kick. Absolutely gut-wrenching. No way Alberto de Miguel is going to miss that one. Well, that's all 7 goals, and it was exactly the same scoreline we had in Midland, except this time, once again, it goes the away team's way. So Oklahoma United gets it done in Midland last month. Not so tonight in the most frustrating, emotionally painful of ways. Not a whole lot of ways you can make that one feel any better. Well, those are your highlights. Again, big thanks to the UCO crew for those. Stats coming in a moment, final thoughts, and we will set you up for the next couple of matches. All that coming up in a second. You're listening to post-game coverage of Oklahoma United soccer. Again, a 4-3 result goes West Texas's way. Stick with us.
Okay, you're unmuted and you're live.
Welcome back. Some final thoughts as we send you on your way this evening. It is a 4-3 result that goes the way of West Texas FC. See it in that bottom left corner of the scoreboard. A tough way for Oklahoma United to lose for the first time in club history. It is always tough to lose in the first place when you get accustomed to winning. That's what this fan base has been provided with. And to be fair, it was a whole lot of fan excitement anyway. The drama was all there. 10 out of 10 in terms of those marks. Take a look at the stats. Speaking of those numbers, Oklahoma United was well behind in the shot count and the shot on target count. Just 4 shots, 1 on goal in the first frame. They upped that to 9 shots on target, 20 total shots. That's a season high. And they limited their opponents to half that. That second half was a completely different United team. It's what we're used to seeing. They were held offside 4 times, but all of those coming in the first 45. Game possession was exactly the same in both halves, 52% in favor of United. passing was exactly even, 67% apiece, so both teams completing 2/3 of their pass attempts. Of course, the 4 goals going the way of West Texas FC. 8 corners for Oklahoma United. That's also a season high, and they only allowed 1. Came in the second half to West Texas FC. And when we looked at the expected goals in the first half, decidedly the way of the visitors by about 1.5. By the end of this, Oklahoma United had 6.24 expected goals, only scored half of what they were statistically supposed to. And, well, West Texas, that's the difference. They scored 4 goals on 4.09 expected goals. Entire difference right there continues to rear its ugly head. Oklahoma United creating so many chances, even on an off night in the first half. They came roaring back, just weren't able to put enough in the back of the net to find 3 points. And they thought they had a draw at least. They thought they had clawed their way back, and they had. But the very last few kicks of the game betrayed them. That penalty kick from Alberto de Miguel was the decider. 16 fouls on Oklahoma United, 11 on the visiting West Texas FC. So Scotty Murray's team heads back to Midland with a huge 3 points. They clinch a spot in the playoffs. They join Lubbock and Oklahoma United there. More than likely that 4th spot is headed Fort Worth Vaqueros' way, although still in with a shout are CF10 Houston if they find a really late vein of form, and Arkansas Wolves if they get a whole lot of help. But that is more than likely the 4 we'll see in the conference tournament. It'll be semifinals and finals. Oklahoma United now with the loss have to outplay West Texas the rest of the way. These 2 teams are dead even in terms of the tiebreaker, and so now it would go to goal differential. For now, they're even on that too. So it could really come down to some crazy tiebreakers if things stay even the rest of the way. And, of course, it all depends on what Lubbock Matadors do in 2 matches. Oklahoma United hosts them as well. That'll be a really big one, especially with the light of this result in mind. Again, both these teams are already in the playoffs. Next up for West Texas, it's Fort Worth Vaqueros, who, again, will be pretty close to clinching a playoff berth themselves. They would really like to travel to West Texas and earn it there. They could do so on June 25th. And in just a couple of days on Saturday, it is Houston coming to town. Oklahoma United could end their playoff dreams and put themselves in better position for one of those top 2 spots and a hosting status in the semifinals. That's all coming up on Saturday. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll have it for you right here live on YouTube, looking to come back quickly and find their way to another win. Well, 2 teams and now 3 have booked their place in the playoffs, and these 2 are 2 of them. And you really, really sort of hope as a fan, as a neutral, that you see these 2 play again, because there is something about this mix that creates a lot of goals and some exciting finishes. Tonight, it does not go the way of the home side. Oklahoma United comes 1 goal short in a devastating way on that penalty kick in the 97th minute. For everybody who makes these broadcasts possible, Oklahoma United staff, Cedric Sunway, GM, ownership group, Abdullah Ashraf, and Cameron McGill, among many others. Very big thanks to Caleb Howard and the entire crew at UCO for making these broadcasts possible, making the production value top tier. A very special thank you to Chris Brannick for filling in the public address role this evening. That was not intended and did a fantastic job. Very much appreciate him. Craig Matthews, the whole team to my left here in the booth. My name's Danny Catula saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you in 2 days' time. Try to wash this taste out of our mouths against Houston. See you. Have a great night.